In today's session, we're going to focus on how you add favorites to your analytics report center within the simplified UI delivered for Release 10. You'll notice that there are primarily two icons for sales compensation. One is the sales compensation work area, which each participant and participant manager receives as part of their role designation. This item contains things like the estimated compensation, the dispute management area, the compensation plan acceptance workflow, as well as for the participant manager, a My Teams tab, which shows high-level analytic information on attainment and earnings across your directs. But in today's session, we're going to look at this analytics area. So we're going to click on this springboard icon, which is going to take us to the report center. You notice the report center opens up. It's got a toggle here that allows us to see the favorites list that we're going to build and also recently viewed report items. You'll notice that our favorites list, we have no items in the carousel. There are two view types here. One is carousel, which is currently being shown, which would allow you to swipe through the different reports that are in your favorites list. There's also, when you click on this, you can also see this would display the number of favorite reports or the number of recently viewed items in a list. I find it a little bit easier to find items, as well as when you click on the items within the list, it spawns its own window and opens it, has a little bit more area to display. So how do I add items to this list? How do I find favorites? One means by which to do it is to click on this search icon, which opens the search panel. And then you can search for a report if you know the name of it. Here I'm just going to add attainment because I know there are a number of reports in the system that contain attainment in the name. As you can see, this is the result set that's come back. We have an attainment comparison report. We have an attainment detail report. I also want to draw attention to these icons that are on the side here. You notice this one is a little bit different than this one. They each have the same name, attainment detail. You'll notice when I hover this one, it tells me that this is a dashboard report. And you can see from the icon, it sort of looks like it's made up of different pieces. And in this one, it shows me that it's an analysis. So this is a standalone report, which is probably contained within this dashboard. So it's just a matter of what you want to add to your favorites list, whether you want to get a combined view via a dashboard, or maybe you just want one report at a time in one single view. So as you can see, this might be a little tedious to add because you have to know the name of the report. Then you come in and you can check it here, and this will light up yellow. And then you refresh the page and it'll appear in your list. But I'm going to show you a quicker method to do this. And I'm going to use the reporting catalog within OTBI. And the reason I'm doing this is it just makes it a little faster, and you can go through and check multiple things at a time and use this tree. Most importantly, it's so that you can use this tree. So I'm going to open my shared folders. I'm going to go to incentive compensation, and I'm going to go to the embedded content area. Now the embedded content folder has been added in Release 10. It's where we're keeping all of the reports that we designed for Release 10 and the simplified Fuse UI. You'll notice that we focused on two primary users, the participant and the participant manager. We're primarily going to look at the participant folder because we're logged in as the participant. So if I expand the participant folder, I'll notice that underneath it I have a dashboard folder. And if I expand that, I have a number of dashboards that were designed for the participant, primarily around earnings and attainment and payments. I'm going to open each one of these individually. So I'm going to expand this one. And you'll notice on the left here, it expands my tree. And each one of these contains a report. So I'm just going to add each one as a favorite. And I'm just going to move down the line. You can see I'm moving rather quickly here. When I add it to the favorite, you'll notice this icon gives you a nice little star to let you know that you favorited that one. Going to continue to work through the rest here. Okay. So now I've added them all as favorites. So I'm going to go back to my simplified UI, and I'm going to click on my analytics to go to the report center. You'll notice now that the reports are here. There's a number of them that you can toggle through. This item doesn't have data for 2015. I think there's data in 2012. So let me go pick a measure from there. Let me do the monthly measure. There we go. So you can see we have January and February. We also have a list view if you prefer to view your data that way. You can also view your favorites as a list. You can see here are all the 5 that we've added. When you click on it, it'll spawn a window and run within that window. Let's do the same report. So the analysis is going to open up. Say 2012. And we'll pick our monthly measure. And there you go. If you prefer to view it in a list, you can do it this way. And we're done.